I wonder if anyone will turn up. Shall I hold my breath? I know it's actually quite busy on other channels, but I thought I'll just do a stream and talk to you people, and it won't just be me streaming content on Discord. I will actually be talking to you and waiting for the chat to arrive. I may have been a little distracted recently, spending so much of my time on Discord. But it's been good. I think, well, Jen's there. And they hate me. Well, I guess not everybody hates me. Teacher on Discord. And I suppose it's a good thing that people have understood the message of secular Koranism in order to hate me. But I think it's a place for educated men who have done philosophy. They would be graduates in philosophy, and they're quite good about they're just aware of the rules. I mean, I know a few of the mods who really hate me can't victimize me, but that's okay. I mean, there's at least one mod who's fair, so that's good. And some sort of mini drama is often being enacted. But what do I have to tell you about the progress of secular Koranism? I guess more people have heard of it and more people hate it. And it is still the case that ultimately I want people to discuss it, and the people I most want to discuss it would be the people in the higher echelons of Western society. But the problem is that nobody's really interested in talking about ideas, except people who've done 3 years of philosophy. It would be a waste for them to not talk in that way that makes people hate them and use words like ontology and normative and epistemology and weird words like that wouldn't mean anything to any ordinary person. And I think a lot of these terms are unnecessarily complicated. It was probably through the study of philosophy that made me think that we might as well do religion, because at least people understood religion. It was a very simple view that attributes all good and evil to God, and therefore all suffering must be punishment for sin. And this is a very simple worldview that Jews believe, and it has a certain satisfying what's the word? It's a satisfying prediction, really. Can I call it a prediction properly? Well, the thing is, if you use this rule, then it kind of explains everything. in a way that is conformity with believing in truth, logic, and morality, and in harmony with believing that good will be punished and good will be rewarded and evil punished. Hello, effluent for you. Am I not making sense? You're going, So I'm saying it's. I must say I'm being drawn to it. I mean, of course, I'm drawn to it because of its utility. That you have a theory of God that explains everything that happens in the world. And even if we get no this life, no this life belief, or this life certainty that good will be rewarded and evil punished, we also know, even if we don't believe in God, that the more people who believe in God and who act as if they believed and who act as if they believe and that's it. That's it, really. So if most people believed in God and acted as if they believed that the Koran is a word of God and followed those laws, then the world would be a better place. And I think even atheists would have to reluctantly agree, because there would be lower crime, lower taxes. People would be wired a little differently. They'd probably still have the same primeval urges of doing things they're not supposed to do, but most people would be able to restrain themselves from behaving badly and becoming criminals. And I just don't see how anyone can argue against that. Effluent for you says, it works well for those who can avoid punishment. Really? I mean, under the current rules, there is the impression that people, it is, you know the expression, one law for us and another for them. And then this is hardly a new expression said only in one culture. So it would make the crime rate go down if most people believed it. So you can't deny that. And Evelyn for you says that he thinks atheists would have it thrust on them. Yes, because it would be the law and they would be expected to obey it, and they don't want to, and they find the idea frightening and objectionable. So the problem would be that nobody agrees with me and that my idea is dead in the water. But is it absolutely true that nobody agrees with me? Because I think atheists can see that the law serves a purpose in deterring bad behaviour, and even the atheists would have to reluctantly agree that if people actually believe that the law came from God and that God exists, then they would be more likely to obey those laws for longer and tell their children to obey them. So, what is the problem? I know ideologues atheist ideologues find it particularly objectionable. I'm agnostic myself, so I'm saying it should be enough for everyone to not be one side or the other, and they can be in the middle, and the law will respect their preferences in protecting the rights of others not to worship as you do. But it would also encourage an atmosphere of civil debate, because I think it is necessary for these ideas to be debated, but in a more sensible format. Now, in the Discord server that I'm in, there are frequent philosophical discussions. I mean, the one tonight is so tedious. It was a lot of mention about a priori and a posteriori, and that sort of thing. And it's about whether we can use our reason and anticipate something, or that we can have to do the thing or conduct the experiment before. I'm not even sure. Because really, this is how I understand scientific inquiry is made. Somebody has an idea that if X, then Y, or some other formulation like that, and it could end up in a new culture, I suppose. So what would happen is that people would be programmed differently, because the laws would be so radically different to the one we now have. And I'm saying it would be good because it would lower the crime rate and make society more stable, because marriages are more stable and the economy would be more stable, and our politicians would be principled people who are competent and what's there not to like. But then you have questions of your own to ask, because I think it's necessary that people understand the utility of the law. I'm not saying all laws are good. I'm just saying they have the effect of making us do stuff or not do stuff because of the carrot and stick effect of fines or monetary rewards. So this means lost my train of thought. I am a bit tired, to be honest. But I just wanted to say hi to you lot. Dr. Mengele is not even here. He's usually the first. I hope he's all right. But he's probably on Ralph, though he has complained that he's been hidden from Ralph. So Jen is on Discord, waiting to grab the attention of the men around her. And I was complaining about how dumb Western philosophy is. And I did post that you would be better off learning wisdom through listening to the YouTube videos of rabbis or certain rabbis, and you would just be a better thinker. And this is what always struck me about how dumb Western philosophy is, and how little it made sense, and how they use all these complicated words to, well, express not very much at all. And then they write reams of essays talking about these things, and nobody quite gets what they say. But they're happy burbling to each other, being the intellectual narcissists that they are. And I thought to myself, if you just listen to a few rabbis, I mean, they just put two and two together for you, and then it suddenly makes sense. And because what they do is they make sense of the rules in the Bible, and then explain the world through that lens. And I know lots of people will find it childish or even pathetically childish. But what I like about this method is that it's simple, and simple-minded people can grasp it and understand it and follow it. They're not going to be able to follow, I don't know, philosophical essays or Buddhism or people who talk about a priori and a posteriori. And you think they're not interested. If they were, as I was, they'd forget about it, even if they learnt it temporarily. So the number of centuries of wasted time must be grave indeed. And so Western philosophy wastes your time and keeps you poor and makes you stupid. And that's really what I wanted to say about Western philosophy. And I do think you can prove me wrong. You might have a few useful ideas here and there just to kind of tell you what people felt at the time, such as when gosh, I'm getting tired. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Anybody listening in the chat to give me a clue? I've forgotten. Sorry about that. I am a little tired and I have been talking lots, and I did record a previous stream about divorce. But unfortunately, I think the best bits were gone, but you get a little flavour of the atmosphere, the T-Jump Discord server, and how I'm treated. But I put up with it because I care about the principle of the thing. So to sum up what I was planning to say, I'm basically saying that it is useful, even though I get a hostile reaction, to promote my views, my ideas in different places, and discover how other places operate. And I have to say that I am mixing with a more educated group, and this is only what I deserve. Obviously, I need people to understand my ideas and also be able to critique my ideas in concentrated numbers, represented by men who've been to university and managed to get their degree, instead of people who clearly haven't been to university. And my ultimate goal remains to get all the people who ought to be working together to create a narrative and to make a point that will be understood by most people, even if it cannot be understood by all. Yes, I will go to bed very soon. So thanks for coming by. I thought I'd just give you my undivided attention for a change. And I want to thank a few people too who've seen fit to give me advice and in some detail, and that makes me happy that they understood what I was trying to say and understood what I'm trying to do. And have I seen any good streams? I mean, I know Ralph is talking his usual thing. I don't know if people are talking ideas. I mean, I was complaining, as I usually do, that people aren't capable of discussing ideas, and it's very sad, because if they were capable of discussing ideas, then they would solve their problems sooner. But it is difficult for people to accept the seriousness of their predicament, and I must carefully consider their feelings, because all this is obviously unprecedented. I can only show that I don't mean anybody any harm. I simply want to deliver my message and receive an acknowledgement for that message. And I don't really think it's that much to ask. Somebody in a senior position should be able to understand my idea, and if they don't like it, I'd like to hear their reasons instead of them hiding away and pretending I don't exist. And really, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening. Good night. E for you.